Today I want to give my 2 cents on the question, if you are left-handed, should you learn to play guitar left-handed or right-handed? If you're a teacher yourself, then leave a comment and weigh in on the question. Or if you've just found a teacher but haven't bought your first guitar, then share this video with them and ask your teacher what they think. No one has all the answers, and I don't pretend to be any different. The question of which way you learn to play guitar if you are left-handed is an important one, because it will potentially affect your guitar playing for your entire life. And it's a fundamental that has affected my life, as I am left-handed but learned to play guitar right-handedly. The quick answer for those of you in a hurry is, in my opinion, professional opinion, everyone should learn to play guitar right-handed regardless of if they are right-handed or left-handed. The long answer is still, I believe it's best for everyone to learn to play right-handedly, but the longer answer just contains the reasons why I believe this. I think the most powerful thing I can say on the topic is simply that I recommend you watch players like Jimi Hendrix, Eric Gales, Mark Goffney, and Michelangelo Battier. And that's a specific list. Each one of those players highlights a slightly different thing about the specific question. Starting with Hendrix, he was left-handed and played left-handedly, but he used a right-handed guitar. He just turned it around and restrung it. So it was strung the same way as a left-handed guitar. Jimi Hendrix is one of the most revolutionary players of all time, so what I take from that on the topic of should you play left or right-handed is that if you are left-handed and learn to play left-handed, you can obviously become a world-changing guitarist. It's not like being left-handed or learning to play left-handedly will hold you back. Following on from him, me. Did I just put my name and Hendrix's in the same sentence? Smooth. Either way, I'm left-handed but learned to play guitar right-handed. I studied guitar at one of the top places on the planet, and being left-handed and learning to play right-handed hasn't held me back. And I don't think I would have changed the world if I had learned left-handedly. So if you are left-handed and make the decision to play right-handedly, it's equally obviously possible to make it to a professional level. On from me and back to someone who is more on Hendrix's level, Eric Gales. He is left-handed and plays a right-handed guitar without changing the order of the strings. He just turns it around. Why waste time changing the strings, hey? That means his strings are upside down. You really have to watch him to believe it. His playing single-handedly, does that even qualify as a pun? It proves you can do pretty much whatever you want, and you can still be amazing as long as you practice enough. What Eric Gales does goes completely against the rule book. I don't know a single teacher or player that would recommend what he is doing. But you can do it, and he did it. And he's a fantastic guitarist. Following on nicely from him, Mark Goffney. If you want to see him play, then search for Man Born Without Arms playing guitar. If what Eric Gales is doing isn't a good enough example of how anything will work if you play enough, then Mark Goffney blows it out of the water. Born without arms and still able to play guitar. So if you're left-handed, don't let anyone tell you that you have to learn to play left or right-handed. If you play enough, you'll still be great. And finally on my list of real-world examples, Michelangelo Battier. He plays both left-handed and right-handedly, and at the same time. Google him and you'll understand. If the video you find it looks like he's playing a normal guitar and isn't blowing your mind, then you aren't watching one of the right videos. One of the things written about him is that he plays faster than you, and he does it both left-handedly and right-handedly, and at the same time. That list of 4 players, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Gales, Mark Goffney, and Michelangelo Battier, give the best real-world examples of how it doesn't really matter as long as you play. Repetition and practice are the most important elements. But following on from that, it's really the practical points that lead me to the belief that it's best for everyone to learn to play right-handed. The number one practical reason is that guitars are everywhere. There is so often a right-handed guitar lying around, but almost never a left-handed guitar. If you learn to play left-handedly, you will almost never be able to share your music with friends and families at parties if you learn to play left-handedly. Unless you always want to carry your guitar with you. If you learn right-handedly, you can play other people's guitars. If you're at a gig and you snap a string, you can borrow another guitarist's guitar. If you're playing a left-handed guitar, unless you take 2 guitars with you, snap a string, and you have to stop the gig to restring. Not cool. Also, guitar options. There isn't as much choice with left-handed models of guitars because there isn't as much demand. As any guitarist will tell you, the correct number of guitars is n+1, and so why limit the choice you have available to you? My final thought, as my teacher at uni used to say, our hands aren't designed for playing guitar. Our hands are designed for stuffing donuts in our mouths. I'm paraphrasing, but it's a valid point. I am left-handed, I've played guitar for 25 years, and I can't play left-handed guitar, like at all. To play guitar, you need to learn unnatural movements, and the theme I am trying to hammer home in this video is practice is the most important factor, nothing more. The only argument against this idea is that, well, why is right-handed right-handed and why is left-handed left-handed? Why did we decide that one way was the right-handed way and one way was the left-handed way? And my belief on that is that your most important hand for playing fast on guitar is the hand that plucks or picks the strings. And that's why you want to use your dominant hand as your engine room. The idea that your picking hand is most important when playing guitar is actually really interesting, because go to any gig, and this is especially true of solo guitar concerts, everyone stares at the player's fretting hand, the hand that is on the neck of the guitar. The importance of the picking hand is vital and is actually overlooked quite often. So that is the argument for learning to play left-handedly if you are left-handed. It could be that if you want to focus solely on speed, that you are better off learning to play left-handedly, but personally I believe practice can overcome the issue of speed if you learn right-handed, and the benefits of learning to play right-handed outweigh the benefits of learning to play left-handed. To recap, anything will work if you practice enough, and that includes playing guitar with your feet. The main benefit of learning to play right-handedly is nothing to do with music at all. It's just that it enables you to play and borrow other people's guitars, which is more important than you might think. And the main argument for learning to play left-handed, if you are left-handed, is that your dominant hand is your engine room. However, as I said, I'm left-handed, and personally I've been extremely happy that I learned to play right-handedly. I'll do another video on the importance of the picking hand, but I'll leave it there for today. Thank you for your views and subscriptions. If you like the way I explain things, then please hit the subscription button and share this with a friend. I'm Pete Cook, soundtuition.com. Bonus idea for those of you that stuck around: investment of time should be rewarded. Do not reinforce error. So if you're watching this and you've already bought a left-handed guitar, it might be better to return it, or sell it, or give it away, or to restring it so that it is the same as a right-handed guitar, the reverse of what Hendrix did, and learn to play right-handedly. Don't make a bad decision that affects your entire life just because you have already bought a guitar. I've had students that have come to me for a first lesson with a left-handed guitar. I've explained the reasons why it might be better for them to learn to play right-handedly, but they've bought a guitar and that's that. It doesn't matter to them that they are never ever going to be able to play guitar at a friend's house unless they take their guitar with them, and that they've made their life more difficult for the rest of time rather than just spend a half hour restringing their guitar. What is a half hour versus 70 years? But this is all just my opinion. You must do what you think is best. And I would definitely, and have, taught people to play left-handedly if that's what they want. Maybe if possible, try both ways and see which you prefer. Leaving it there, have a top day and enjoy your music. Matter to them that they were never going to be able, I can't believe how hard this is,